This comes to us from Zurishi, who is, I believe, part of the Japanese Diet, which is their government, basically. And he says, in Australia, where collective shout is based, an official petition has been submitted to the Australian Parliament to prevent Visa and Mastercard from restricting access to legal content. Collective Shout has strong connections with the Australian government, which we've established before in many videos. And this petition is important in conveying how many people are concerned about this censorship. The deadline is October 1st. Let's get this petition out to as many Australians as possible. Link in the reply section. And this is the petition. Stop Visa and MasterCard from dictating access to legal content, which I'll give that a like. And this is the official petition. Parliament of Australia. Sign petition EN 7799. Stop Visa and MasterCard from dictating access to legal content, which it blows my mind that this even needs to be a thing that needs to go in front of government, but welcome to Australia, I guess. Petition reason. Visa and MasterCard control the payment processor market in a monopoly that is not regulated in the least. These companies openly dictate access to services, sales, or operations of legal items or legal businesses based on their own political views. Credit card processors should only be there to process legal transactions and not dictate what someone spends their money on. Visa and MasterCard are so big and control a market that can be equated to a utility. There are no alternatives widely available in the market, despite these companies acting as a key part of all payment infrastructure. Just like water companies or electricity providers are regulated to prevent them from stopping service based on arbitrary views, Visa and MasterCard should be held to the same standard, which is a very good point. Imagine, I'm not even joking when I say this, imagine your water company in your local town sees you make a social media post and they say, oh, that strikes us as transphobic. Shut off the water to that house. Could you imagine the fallout to that? Like, that's insane. In a weird way, that's what is happening right now with Visa and MasterCard, destroying businesses, companies, video game studios across the board. Petition request. We therefore ask the House to open an antitrust investigation and penalize the unregulated monopoly of a key part of everyday infrastructure. Payment processors are not there to regulate what legal content people consume or to threaten companies who do not agree to the whims of people who run Visa and MasterCard. These payment processors should be there to process payments and regulated like a utility in today's day and age. This is a signature count. It just got started and it's at 130 people. And I will share this in the description and sign it, but only if you're in Australia, because this is for Australian residents. You have to check off, I declare I'm a resident or citizen of Australia, and you have to check off that you have not signed this before. But frequently asked questions, they have any of these? How long does a petition take? Petitions can take months from start to finish. There are multiple stages. Exact timing of each stage is different. Number of stages, slightly different. Raise the issue another way if it's urgent. Do petitions work? Petitioning is the only direct way that an individual can ask the House of Representatives to do something. The House won't always do what you have requested, but by petitioning, your concern is brought to the attention of the House and the minister. When your petition is published, you can share your petition and ask people to sign it. This brings your concern to the attention of other people. Together, these actions create awareness for the matter you're petitioning about. If a petition doesn't suit your circumstances, contact these people here. I will say one of my biggest concerns with this specific petition that we're trying to get viewed and potentially passed with the House in Australia, my concern is that Visa and MasterCard is in the back pockets of all these politicians anyways. So it's an open and shut case. They can just look at it and be like, yeah, no, sorry. We understand that you want us to change something, but no can do, bro. We're in Visa's back pocket with this. That is my concern with it, but we will see with what the fallout for this is. But back to the post from Zurishi. Classic collective shit. Signed it. There we go. This guy says it's not Visa or MasterCard. It's intrusive laws from the Australian government to facilitate an even darker plan, which requires level 3 access to transaction data. Here's the info. Oh, this sounds like a rabbit hole. Are you ready for the rabbit hole? Earlier, we broke news of NAB ending access to NAB debit card issuance. To have a card, you need to move to the Visa debit card platform and put your money into a transaction account rather than a savings account where it would earn interest. What? So they force you into the Visa MasterCard ecosystem. Weird. Nero says, of course, Collective Shout is from Australia. And let's see. More people need to retweet his post for more people to fight against censorship by evil Visa, evil MasterCard, evil PayPal, and such. This is Mysterious Soul says, there's another petition I found for Australia too that aims to limit the e-safety commissioner's powers, as there are proposed extensions that would allow them to censor content that is not illegal of any nature. Both of these petitions are important. I have no idea what this one is. Let me bring this up real quick. This is new. Petition EN7872. Prevent extension of e-safety commission's powers and reach. The current proposed extension of the powers of the e-safety commission do not show methods to control overreach of the e-safety commission in censoring content that is not deemed illegal. This would allow the commission to censor material based on opinion and under undefined limits of unelected members of the commission. So basically, this one is trying to stop the e-safety commission from having unelected power and pushing forward with it, which is not so different than what Collective Shout is doing in Australia as well. But yeah, my concern again, it's at least it's doing something with the petition. But if you are a compromised government official, petitions don't do shit. That's my bigger concern with all this stuff. But at least, like I said, at least it's something. And I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention because I found it interesting enough. And I feel like this guy in the Japanese diet is doing more from a government perspective than I've seen anyone do. So I think it's a good thing anytime we're fighting against censorship to continue that fight and push back. And the more people we can get on our side do that, it's a win for everyone. But with that being said, I will leave that one